Welcome back. This is Lone Wolf, and we are playing Vintage Story. And we've got all kinds of things cooking. Seem to have all kinds of drifters outside too. Oh boy. Yes, we had way more than enough logs in that. Let's go upstairs and see what's going on outside. Oh, rifts. Or rift this time. There's a couple of drifters there. Had a bunch in front of my door. They're not there right now. Well, how am I supposed to hit you if you're behind there? Oh boy, there's even more than I knew. Oh my gosh. How many of them are there? Goodness gracious, wolf. Oh my goodness. Let's get you healed up. Medium rift activity. Wow. Wow. That was a lot of drifters. And rift activity is medium. And I tell you that that was more drifters than we've had even from when rift activity was high or very high. There's a problem. Thank you, temporal gear. There's a problem in one of the JSON files that controls the spawns during the various rift levels. And medium is too high, and it almost feels as bad as apocalyptic. It isn't, but it almost feels as bad as apocalyptic. And so I'm going to be editing that file and put a much more reasonable value in there. So is the rift gone? Rift seems gone. We've got drifters. They're going to be found under the base, I imagine. We are one temporal gear short of repairing a translocator, or being able to repair a translocator. And doing battle takes up a huge amount of food resource. It's pretty incredible how much consumes. So we've got ourselves a quern. Let's turn this spelt into flour, and then we're going to turn it into dough, and then we're going to turn it into bread. It has all of 60 satiety, and when we're done making it, we'll take a look at how much satiety it has. I'm putting in 32 grain. I'm going to end up with 32 breads. So 1 grain, 1 bread. And the only thing that I add to it is water and then the fuel to cook it. And the transformation is pretty remarkable. What the heck was that? Gotta be in the cave. Okay. I need another bucket. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Now we've got dough. These ovens can take what did I just screw up? They can each take 4 to 6 logs. As far as I know, I have one extra log. Or what I mean is I have one too few of logs in one of these. I'm assuming it won't light. Huh. Well, what do I know? What do I know? The more logs you put in the oven, the higher temperature it gets. Once the wood is burned and the oven has been heated, and it will retain the heat and slowly dissipate the heat over time. While it's doing that, your dough is in the oven baking. You can put 4 pieces of dough in each oven. You need to monitor your dough in the oven, otherwise you end up with charred bread or partially charred bread. So you're not getting any, well, yeah, you're getting feedback in that you see that the dough is rising in temperature. Let me just check something, see if these all reached. Yes, see, this one had one too few logs in it. Apparently you can put 3 logs in. So here we have the bread in a part baked state, and next it's going to be baked, and you have to have an empty slot to pick the bread up out of it, and if you don't pick it up quick enough, it will char. Charred bread is not the worst thing in the world. Charred bread has a much longer shelf life, but provides less nutrition. So we went from 60 satiety to 300 satiety, and all we did was add water, use a little lumber, heat the oven, turn this stuff into bread, and that's a huge increase in nutritional value from your grain, from 60 to 300. Rice is even better because unless something has changed, it turns into 330. And it's just 60 sat as well. Apparently I need to go read up on the clay ovens because I clearly only put 3 logs in this one, and yet it lit, heated, not to the same temperature, but it worked. Alright, so we've got one vessel here. We want a cellar. Cellar doesn't have to be subterranean, by the way. It can be above ground. It used to be very sensitive to light, but somehow that seems to have changed as well. Okay, so yeah, That looks deep enough to me. With the sensitive to light in mind, we're going to make this just one wide right there at the entrance to the cellar. And we're going to place a door down. Right now, if we look at this, we're not really getting any benefit. In fact, this is horrible. Vegetable will spoil 1/3 times faster, grain just slightly slower than normal, and other 178% of normal. So let's see what happens when we put a door in here. Alright, so 136, 182, 91, and a door, magically down to 22. That is why you make a cellar. This can go a little bit lower. You can get vegetable down to 0.19 and grain to whatever and other to whatever, but the one I just look at, the one that I know is the top one, so vegetable. If there's anything causing it to be less, it's probably the dirt, although dirt is okay for a wall. I'm not going to worry about it. 0.22 is great. I'll worry about it later, but I'm not going to worry about it right now, because what it's doing is just perfectly fine. So there we go. We have a cellar. Apparently, I have used the torch from the other side of the room. And I want a torch over there. So it looks like I need to make another torch. Okay, so we got a full stack so that when I pull one off, it just stays on the hot bar. It doesn't mix in with my inventory. That's not the end of the world if it does. Oh, I must have a chest on my back. I do, and that's okay. Alright, so we made some bread. We could certainly do the same with the rest of this, and we will. So again, this is 60 also, and unless something changed, it's going to go to 330. But things change in the game, and they don't talk to me about it before they do it. One thing we didn't check, fresh for 39 days. The dough is fresh for longer. The bread won't, well, we'll see how long the bread is. It's going to be less than either of those are, but it'll still have good shelf life, if I recall correctly. There we go. Get the right slot selected, Wolf. So, looks like 3 is going to work, so we're going to try 3. Worked last time. Learn things about this game every day that I play it. Okay. So, there it is, 330. And fresh for only 8 more days. So in this case, cooking it shortens its duration. I have more bread in there. What am I doing? Shortens its life expectancy, but greatly increases its nutritional value. Doesn't take long to cook it. Doesn't take long to grind it. Put it into dough. Fire up the oven. Collect some fantastic food. So right now, the best food that I have is the rice bread. Second best food I have are the peanuts at 160 sat. And it all goes downhill from there. Great. Oh, we got storage vessels too. Alright. Well, let's make room. So, a cellar is limited to 7 by 7 squared. And I've never found the need for a 7 by 7, though I've made them. But you may make them that size. Oh my gosh. I do not want you facing like that. Slow down, Wolf. Oh, okay. So that has gone down from 0.22 to 0.21. Whatever the case is, it's great. It's not totally optimal. Pretty darn close. One too many stones. Alright, so we've used our quern. Fired up some food storage. So the reason we use the clay vessels is because they preserve food better and longer than the wooden chests. So that's why we make clay vessels. The absolute best preserver in the game is to leave your food in the ground. It doesn't spoil there. Now in this case, it's stunted due to heat, and as long as you leave it in the ground, the soil does not recover. So I want to plant more things. I want to build my inventory. So I am going to harvest these. Come on, good grief. So we're going to put all this stuff in here. And now it's going to last 102 days. Currently these have 20 days left on them. So they have good life expectancy, durability, stay fresh for a reasonably long time already. But they do better in the cellar. And that's the only crop that's going to be ripe anytime soon. Onions are 4 of 7. Peanuts take a while. Got rye and rice and spelt. More turnips here, more rice. More peanuts, more turnips. So I am looking forward to getting flax but I'll probably find enough in the wild to get me that first piece of gambeson armor. So we have 9 of the 11 right now. That means I need another 32 pieces. Actually, okay. So we need 32 more flax fibers to make the 2 more linen, and then I can have the gambeson body armor. So we've got, actually there's one thing I want to do, thought about when I was grinding things. I want to take this wall out to the corner, make it just a teeny bit larger inside here. That feels better. Okay, well, that's something. What do we got to make more bandages? Alright, full stack of bandages. We have no fruit. We have grain, protein, and vegetables. Well, we'll make this the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing. Catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.